You guys are not going to believe the level of manipulation I encountered when this guy, Brother Jim, moved into our congregation from California. Now, off the top, he's acting like this friendly, helpful, concerned brother, but I'm telling you, this guy was a walking surveillance camera with nothing but a bunch of mind games. A little context about Brother Jim. So he was deleted as an elder in his previous congregation. He says that he had a wife, but she abruptly left for undisclosed reasons. And then he says that his daughters needed space. And so that was his reason for moving to a new area and a new congregation, supposedly. But from day one, he's taking mental notes, watching everybody, but pretending to come off again as this caring, encouraging type brother. So first, he spots that I'm doing part-time caregiver work. And at the time, I'm not really making the money that I want to make, but the rest of the time, auxiliary pioneering. So it felt good because that's what it's all about, right? Got a roof over your head, the bills are paid, and you're having a full share in the ministry. So this guy got the bright idea that he was going to get me into pressure washing. So his initial offer was get on YouTube, learn how to operate a pressure washer, and this could be a means of earning some extra income to support bills and support you in the ministry. And so initially he says, I'll sell it to you for 500 bucks. Once you start generating money with it, you can make payments on it. And so, just to give some more context, he's never actually pressure washed anything, but in his previous congregations, he says that he would loan the pressure washer out to other brothers to try to get side gigs with it and whatnot. So it sounds cool. Ultimately, this is just a way to micromanage, know how many clients a person is getting and whether or not they're successful with it, and then you count pockets and all of that. So already I'm not really feeling it from the get-go, but reluctantly I agreed to give it a shot. So Brother Jim, being the helpful brother that he is, was out in the field ministry making an attempt to contact another brother who he heard was not regular at the meetings or spiritually weak, if you will. And for what it's worth, this brother was in a wheelchair and he was blind. And upon visiting the brother to offer some encouragement, he notices that this brother's house could use some pressure washing. And so he comes up with this idea where I guess he's going to tie the knot and automatically volunteer this brother to be my first client with the pressure washing business. And so his recommendation was for me to take another elder with me and to approach this brother. We're going to call him Brother G. Approach Brother G and offer some pressure washing services to him. So Brother G, to be honest with you, he wasn't really playing with a full deck, but I'm already reluctant about the whole pressure washing idea, and I'm definitely not about to take no elder with me to try to sell no services to another member of the congregation. And so I go by myself next time I see Brother G at the meeting, and I just run it by him. And he declined. He wasn't interested. It is what it is. I go back and tell Brother Jim that Brother G declined to get his house pressure washed. And this guy's going to go back and start telling Brother G that he needs to have his house making a better representation of Jehovah, basically. In other words, because he's a witness, your house shouldn't be in a condition where it needs to be pressure washed. And So he's faulting the brother for not accepting the pressure washing services. And then he's faulting me and telling me that he said to take an elder with me. And so, even though I don't quite see it yet, that's the beginning of the mind games I'm talking about. Because one, you already kind of singling out a disabled guy and trying to upsell services and whatnot. And then this whole idea of taking an elder with you. I mean, what? Because I got an elder with me? Did he think he was gonna maybe shame the guy into getting his house pressure washed? You see what I'm saying? But as I mentioned, it fell through, and really we kind of backed away from the pressure washing idea after that, which was cool with me anyway. Now, fast forward, bowling night. I organized a multi congregation bowling event where I'm just getting together people who want to bowl. And so, giving Brother Jim the benefit of the doubt, new brother, we're bowling at such and such a date. Do you want to come? So he ends up showing up. He comes dressed in Kingdom Hall clothes, minus the tie, and he doesn't bowl not a single time. But what he does is he goes around introducing himself. Hi, I'm Brother Jim. Immediately followed by, yeah, what congregation you from? And so now I'm starting to notice the subtle connotations of this character because he's disguising it as maybe having a genuine interest in where all these people are from. But what he was really trying to do was make sure they were all from a congregation. When he says, what congregation you from, he's really trying to see if there's any worldly people attending. And so for all that, what's the point of even showing up if you're not going to bowl? Well, his reason for showing up was so he can sit there and monitor the style of dress and monitor the attendees and maybe see what the conversation flow was like. That was what he was really doing. Next interaction with this guy. My son at the time was just learning to read. And he makes the recommendation to put him on the Theocratic Ministry School. For those of you who may be watching who don't know what that is, it's a midweek meeting that's conducted where the Jehovah's Witnesses go and learn how to talk to people better when they're out door to door or out and about. So he recommended that I put my son on the ministry school and sign him up for Bible reading. He said even if he can't read fully yet, that he could memorize the particular Bible passage that he was assigned to by the time it's time for him to get on stage and do it.
Good. And there was evening and there was before the day.
So ultimately, that ended up actually working out. I can't really say anything negative about that, but it still felt overbearing, if you will. Moving on. He comes up with this bright idea that I should have him over for family worship. Now, normally I think it'd probably be the other way around. The brother would make the decision of if they wanted to have a guest over or dictate how they want to have family worship. But no, he is inserting himself and telling me that I should have him over. And so I've already seen his habits and how he's acting at the bowling alley. And then he's trying to tell me about getting my son doing Bible readings. And so I can't imagine how he would have acted if I had him over for the family worship. So that never came into fruition. I avoided it. Every time he said something about it, I dodged it. Now, this is where it gets crazy. He decides he's going to offer me one of his old suits to upgrade my style or whatever he was thinking. And so he gives me the suit. I look at it. Now, this brother was real tall. I'm pretty tall myself. I'm 6'1", but he had to be close to 7 feet tall. He was a tall guy. And so try to coat on, it's like way down past my knees and it's not really my style. So I just like, hey, I just don't wear it. I don't tell him that I'm not going to wear it, but I don't wear it. But again, he's sitting up at the Kingdom Hall, clocking your every move. And after about 2 meetings of me coming and not having the suit on that he gave me, of course he's going to bring it up. And so when he did, I just kept it real. It's an older looking suit, not really my style, doesn't fit that well. So I just never wore it. And man, this guy started going on a full rampage, sending me all these text messages and emails with all these scriptures highlighted. And I'm like, what's wrong with this guy, man? And so, one point that I failed to mention was that after the bowling alley encounter, another elder or an elder had caught whiff of me inviting the brother Jim to go to the bowling alley with us. And he said, I see you've been getting close to brother Jim. And all I'll say is that we have his record from his previous congregation. And I'm just going to tell you to be careful with him. And he left it vague like that. But moving back to the suit incident, it's starting to make more sense. He caused so much uproar about the suit. I just ended up telling him, like, hey, you can take the suit back. If it bothers you that much, just take it back. Why are you sending me all of these messages and emails and all these scriptures about it? So he agreed to get the suit back because he claims there was another brother that could have used it. And at this point, I didn't really want to see him face to face because I didn't want to get into it about the suit any more than what we had already went through. So what I told him was I'll leave the suit outside on my car. And that's what I did. But it wasn't just out there. Like I folded it up, I put it in a bag, and I hung it on the mirror and told him that it was there. So he comes and gets the suit. He gonna message me later that night talking about, oh, the suit's damaged. It wasn't damaged when I gave it to you. Now here we go. We're back with the mind games because he sent me a picture of the suit and it had little holes in it. I never put any holes in the suit. I'm confident in that. From the time I took the suit out when I first got it, and from the time I hung it on my car mirror, there's no way that I put holes in it. So my only guess is the suit was holy when he gave it to me and I somehow overlooked it, or this guy went as far as poking holes in the suit to try to say that I damaged it. And just based off of how he conducted himself in other areas, the weird bowling encounter, and just based off of what I know about him at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't go as far as poking holes in his own suit just so he could have something else to send me scriptures about. So I had to rat him out. I had to tell on him because you got to understand the predicament that I'm in. It's not like you can be raw like a person in the street or something. Like you're trying to live by Bible principles, so you're trying to be humble, you're trying to give your brother the benefit of the doubt and all of this stuff. And so I couldn't just outright lay it on him, but at the same time he's not stopping. So I ended up contacting the same elder who gave me the warning about him from the get-go. And I said, hey, Brother Jim is in an uproar about a suit that he offered me that I ultimately decided I didn't want to wear. He won't stop emailing me, won't stop texting me. And I still have emails to this day. One time he was emailing me at 11:40 p.m. at night. Still just nothing but a bunch of scriptures. All these scriptures, but I guess he thinks because he puts scriptures in his conversations that makes what he's doing justify. But the brother told me, don't open any more emails from him and don't reply to no emails from him. Simple as that. And so I actually did reply to the email one more time and I said, thank you for your offer of trying to donate a suit. I appreciate you, but via the direction of the elders, they told me to refrain from replying to any more emails from you and reading any more emails from you. And I just signed off and left it at that. So it was kind of some weird tension every time I went to the hall after that. I spoke to him, but it was brief. And so another interaction that took place that didn't involve me was he scouted out this irregular brother. Little context on him: been disfellowshipped multiple times, reinstated, and he delegates the task of meal prep to this brother. So again, on the surface, it looks helpful, but it's a control tactic because your brother, he don't really come to the meetings regularly. But if you assign him to meal prepping for you and you want to pick up your meals during after the midweek meeting or after the Sunday meeting, now you're putting this pressure of compliance on him in a subtle way. But again, it's disguised as trying to help him out or put money in his pocket, but it's more mind games. I only ended up crossing paths with him for a little bit longer after that anyway, because I ended up becoming inactive my own self. But he did respond to that last email that I sent him when I told him I wouldn't be engaging with him anymore. And he comes at me in a progress report type manner. So he's like, I understand, but here's a recap of events. Encourage you to look into pressure washing. Told you to contact Brother G with the assistance of another elder. Result: unsuccessful. Told you to enroll your son in the theocratic ministry school. Result: successful. Invited me to come bowling with you. I saw the opportunity to associate. I came. Result: successful. I made the recommendation for you to have me over for your family worship session. It's yet to happen. Result: yet to happen. I stuck to my word. I didn't respond. And even after I became inactive, I was still semi cool with some of the people in the congregation. And they told me that Brother Jim ended up moving back to California. Wonder why? I don't know. But I don't know. Let me know if you guys ever seen anything like that. Normally, I can share something and I can count on people to have a story that's somewhat similar. But Brother Jim, I don't know. That was a different league. That was a different caliber of help. So let me know in the comments, guys. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, take a brief second to smash that like button. And if you want to get more XJW content, then consider subscribing to the channel. Also, the link to my Patreon will be in the description if you want to be a part of that community as well. In the meantime, dodge the tower, claim your power. I'll see you on the next one.